watching the Fight Week Show. Like, share, and subscribe for all that good stuff. You do not want to miss it.
What's happening, Fight Week Show fans, Fight Week Show people there, man? Look who we got here. We got Damien, the Stokey Wonder Boy, Mangan. How you doing, my bro?
I'm doing good. Are you okay?
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. I'm good. It's been a minute since we had you on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to say 4 or 5 months. You know, since we had you on, and you've been very, very impressive in what you've been doing since then. Do you want to tell the people, fill them in on, you know, what you've been up to, you know, how life has been, some of the stuff that, you know, that you've been doing in your fight world over there? Fill the people in.
Yeah, I've had one tie fight, won that in fight series, and then I wanted to do a couple K1 fights, and I had the ISK British.
Oh, look
title.
at that.
Won
ISK British.
Yeah, by a good fighter as well.
Yeah.
And hopefully be back at Thai boxing September on fight series. Get some more belts.
Yeah, I mean your road to where you are now has been really, really impressive. I want to, you know, pull it back a little bit and ask you what's been the major deciding sort of factor in your growth, the way how much you've grown. And we're talking about your coaches here at the Warfare Academy. Shout out to them. We always give them a shout out on our platform. You know, S&C, the people that handle your strength and conditioning. Tell us how they've really helped you to hone in all those skills to make you the fighter that you are today.
Well, just being like working harder, and then like being like trying to focus our like fighting technique to adapt to like what our fighter fights like, and it just worked like a charm because he was like a kickboxer, so we knew he was going to be heavy at the front foot, and then we just worked the teeth lovely, like for the low kicks, and
I mean, going into your most recent fight, and that belt looks beautiful, by the way. You know, I mean, we can see all your other golds in the back. Can we see the fight series one that you? Let's have a look at the fight series one real quick. You want to show the people the fight series one real quick.
I got two if you want to see the other ones as well. Actually, one's up there, so that might fall off. So I'll just show you this one because it's saying one of these.
Wow, look at that. Look at that. You know what I mean? And that's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that, you know, that got you those accolades that you have there, man. And very, very impressive. You know, with the rise that you've come to achieve. But like I was saying, with like your team, your coaches, your gym, I see one of your very, very, you know, good training partners, your friend Perko. We're always giving him a shout out on it. We gotta get him on soon, man. I've been talking.
He's fighting
to him,
soon. Fighting soon.
Yeah, man. Big up Perko. You know, he always walks you, you know, to the cage. You know what I mean? He's almost like your hype man in a way. You know what I mean?
He is.
He does a good job as well. I've seen the videos on Fight Series channel. He does a good job. What's the relationship with you both? How come both of you are so close? How does your iron sharpen his iron? Tell us all about that. Your dynamics.
We've just got like the same like mentality. Like we both want like get to the same place, and that's MMA. So like we have the same goals and everything. So run together, do everything together, and he's just hype man, as you said. Just gets me switched on at the moment.
He's he comes across as a, you know, really good lad, knows what he wants, and pursuing that dream with you, and both for you being on the rise together, chasing the same dream. It's an inspiration for kids your age, you know, kids that want to come up in the MMA world and really want to go out there and be something, rather than you know, being on street corners doing all kinds of you know, unsavory stuff. You actually put into positive, you know, career that, you know, that you can make
in the future.
And that's really, really impressive, or you know, on both of you, you know what I mean? So I want to give you you know, a lot of credit, and Perko, give you guys a lot of credit for that. Let me ask you this: what's it like for you in camp when it comes to like your dieting in and out of camp? What's that like? Because your mom, she does a good job looking after you, but what's that like, you know, your diet in and out of camp?
What, when I'm out of camp and in camp, what do I eat and everything? Yeah. Basically, we've got a nutrition plan at Apex, one of my sponsors as well. They tell us like what meals I have to eat and everything, and my mum just cooks them. But I like it when I'm outside of camp. Cakes, everything, bro. Yeah.
I bet you like it outside the camp, because you know that you get to eat what you want. But when you're inside camp, a lot of things are restricted, right?
Yeah, it gets hard as well. Like dieting, like you just feel dead tired and everything, and just hard. Because like on the weekend you want like a fat cake or something, but you can't do that because you got to stay dedicated, because you need to make the weight or it's no fat.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're absolutely spot on there. I'm with you. Do you take supplements in terms of, like, you know, helping you to stay in shape? And if so, how do you decide what supplements to take and what you need, you know, to keep the shape that, you know, you got?
What, like proteins and everything?
Yeah.
I just take a couple protein bars off my Apex and everything. Go get there, just protein bars. That's why I'm outside the camp and try and put more size on now. Like I'm trying to get bigger now because I want to move up weight to 60 kg and try to get some like knockouts and stuff like that.
Yeah,
because I feel more comfortable when I'm bigger instead of like cutting weight, because I feel more powerful and quicker and everything. But when I noticed last fight when I cut the weight, I was just drained. I was like, I could have most probably got the finish, but I just couldn't because my body won't letting me.
Yeah. It's a good thing that you touched on weight cut, and you know, in your world and what you guys do, and in order to get the finished product that we all see in the cage and in the ring, there's a lot of process to get you to that point in the first place. To cut weight, if the weight cut don't go to plan in terms of making weight, or even if you do make weight and it drains you a lot, how much does that determine, like, your focus, how much punishment you can take, and how much power you can deliver in terms of what you can generate to affect your opponent? How does weight cut really affect that, like taking away from it or adding to it?
It affects a little bit, like leading up to the fight, but once when I step in there, like I know I'm going to beat whoever's stepping in front of me, because I've got that mentality. Like I know I'm going to win because I put all the work and everything into it. But it has a little bit of effect, but not that much. It's only leading up to the fight. But I like refuel, like eating and everything. Like I won't eat that much before the fight. I'll eat the right foods and the right proteins, no fat or anything like. The right supplements, as you said, to make me ready for that fight.
Because I've heard a lot of fighters, I've talked to a lot of fighters, and the one thing that you guys always have in common is when the weight cut is done and you guys step on the scale, everyone always say the hardest part is done. Now it's just time to have fun. How true is that? It's
very, very true, very true. I did my first weight cut, my last fight, and oh my God, I was dying in that sauna and steam room. I was like, I'm moving up weight after this. I can't, it's not. I was like, no, I was dying. My dad was looking at me through the sauna, like laughing at me.
Oh my God.
My fault though. I should like did the weight cut sooner instead of like day before weigh-in.
Yeah.
So
crazy. It's crazy.
Lessons learned, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I hear it a lot. You know what I mean? And again, you know, in the very early part of your career, even you're confirming it. And that goes to show what's to come down the line. And the more you get used to it now, I don't know if it gets easier because it's not something that I do on a regular, but for you fighters, I must imagine however hard it's just something you just get used to and it becomes a little bit easier to deal with over time. You're very, very exciting to watch. Very exciting fighter.
Yeah.
Everybody knows, you know, when you're about to step in there, you put on a show. And I've seen reels of and clips of your walking entrance. Like, what process goes into all of that, and how do you decide, you know, what music you pick, how you want the background to look, the dance move you're gonna do before you we've seen your dance moves. The dance moves you're gonna do before you step into the cage. And eventually stepping into the cage to handle business. What's the deciding factor? How do you decide all of that? And what's the process? Please talk to us about that.
The only thing what I decide really is my music, and I just visualate like I use like music that'll get the crowd going, so they're on my side kind of. But yeah, I don't plan none of that. It just comes. It just comes. The reason why I did when I took his back and I did what I did is because I watched the Thai boxing fight, and that's what the Thais do. But some people are hating on it. Some people found it funny, but I just really don't care what people's thoughts.
Yeah, I think to me it's just entertaining, and you know, you're a showman. You're an entertaining fighter. You every time you step out there to fight, you always put on a show while you're at it, and that's very, very important because that you know it's very, very endearing to see, as well as, you know, people you know they just love violence, beautiful violence, as you know, but at the same time be entertained while watching. And how important. Go on.
If you're not entertaining, like you're not doing what like you'd want to do. You want to be a showman, and like that's what gets you recognised. Like you can check in that recent post, like how many likes it is. If I didn't do that post would barely got any likes. But some people are hating on it, and I'm just looking at these comments, and I'm just like, just shut up, man. Just But I don't want to say that because I don't want to seem disrespectful.
Of course.
Like them. Karens.
This is a perfect segue into my next question for you, because you're that exciting to watch. How important is it to you that you're a fan-friendly fighter, and this includes, you know, your social media presence, people, you know, that follow you, people that, you know, want to see you fight, and people that will have one or two things to say, maybe not in your favor about your performance or maybe the way you carry yourself. How do you handle all of that? Like, what, you know, how important is that to you to be a fan-friendly fighter and you know and basically respond to your fans as well in a positive way and showing the right examples?
I think it's like very important to like reply to the people who are supporting you, because not many people get supporters, and I've started building my fan base now. So like I've got quite a lot of big fan base now because I've been doing the right stuff, promoting myself and everything. and now it's all just coming together this year. And I think it's very important because like I see the same people sharing my stuff every single time, and it's like just dead. It makes me dead happy. I can't even put it into words. It just makes me dead happy, like because it's what I've dreamed of. Because it used to be like me and my mum and dad, they used to support me, and now like over these 2 years, just been going over the. Can't explain it. With like, look at the followers. Just been going up every single day. It's just something I've dreamed of.
Very,
And
very
it's just going to
impressive.
keep on going.
Very, very impressive. And you know, I want to say, you know, we've been on that journey with you as well.
Yeah,
And you know, we've now had, you know, even people fight other fighters from like other continents, you know, that fuck with us now. They now know about you as well, which is really, really good. And that's the one thing that, you know, what we do on our media platform, to give that platform to fighters like yourself, and really get your name out there internationally, if you like, and people can know you home and abroad. It's only gonna benefit you. It's only gonna raise your profile, and it's what we like to do for people like yourself, for fighters like yourself, man. And thank you for, you know, for being the kind of fighter that you are. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you know, there's no. There won't be no end game there. Okay, let's get on to the next question that I wanted to ask you. How important is confidence when, you know, because sometimes doubt can creep in before you go and fight. And I hear a lot of fighters always say to me, if you're not nervous about a fight, then really and truly you're not approaching the fight in the right way. How true is that statement? Is it normal to be nervous before a fight and then use that nervousness as a confidence booster to go and perform the way you perform?
To be honest, I don't get that nervous before my fight. But I usually get more nervous for making weight. Even Harry will tell you. Even Harry will tell you. I need to learn about my weight. But I'll go back to the question what you asked him. I don't get that nervous. I'm more nervous about putting on a good performance and anything. And that's the biggest thing for me. If I feel like I've had a bad fight, I'll be straight in the gym next day, just running or something like that. But yeah, that's what I get nervous for, because I want to put on the best fight, because people are paying tickets and you don't want to have a bad fight. If people come in, support you, traveling, just why then? You just make sure it's a good fight and put everything into it.
Okay, so we talked about the nervousness now.
Yeah.
How do you balance being confident and being humble at the same time? Even though, you know, say like in your school environment or like your peers and stuff, there's a certain confidence that you have, because you know what you can do, you know what you're capable of. But at the same time, being humble with it, and just being as normal as you can around your friends. How is that? What's that like, juggling both of those things, if that makes sense to you?
Like how nervous I get, or
no, your
what before the fight,
and your humility,
my confidence,
your confidence, and how humble you are with your friends, even though you know somebody says the wrong thing, you can spark them out. But how do you control not using your superpowers on normal people, or civilians, if you want to call it like that?
It's just when I'm around my mates, I just act normal, because I'm no famous person yet or anything. I'm still from Stoke-on-Trent, not living in no mansion. I haven't made it like Conor McGregor yet, so I just act normal and chill about it. That's it, really. Just stay humble, and like you can lose your mates easily if you just think you're hard. So I just try acting normal and just treating everyone the same way. And that's how you get your following up and everything.
100%.
Just treat everyone normal. Just don't think, oh yeah, I do a bit of Thai boxing, I'll bang you. Just you won't be a good Thai boxer or whatever you try and do MMA fighter. I see some people just walking into the gym thinking, "Oh, just because they've done one lesson." But really, you're just not, because you go against someone who's bigger and better than you. And that's what my mum always tells me. Someone's always bigger and better than you. So just treat everyone with respect.
Yeah, and there's no better advice. That's as good an advice as you're gonna get from your mom. And salute to your mom as well. Big up your mom. And I wanted to get that message out and get that answer out of you. You know, again, for our viewing audience, for the people that you inspire, for the young ones that are trying to come up, need to learn, you know, to balance the act of being confident and being humble and staying true to yourself with the people, you know, that you come up with, because those people are the ones that I hear it all the time. Fighters, even fighters that have made it, they always say, "Look, I'm surrounded by good people. I'm surrounded by people that keep me grounded." And it's this kind of being humble that, you know, that helps you along those sides when the going gets tough, because there's going to be some tough roads along the way, and you're going to need those people that, you know, that's been around you for a long time to help you through those difficult moments. So it's just, you gave the perfect answer, and thank you for that. Let's shift gears a little bit before I get you out of here, and thank you. We've been going for 20 minutes. You've given some really good answers, and
it's all right, bro.
I'm loving talking to you right now. We know some of your inspirations in MMA, and I wanted to ask you about some of the fights that's happened in the world of MMA. And number one, you just mentioned Conor McGregor. There is currently doing the Ultimate Fighter with Chandler. Now, because both of them are eventually going to dance, I'm thinking maybe they're 170. What do you make of Chandler, first of all, before we talk about McGregor?
He's a beast, bro. See that head kick what he got? He's a beast. Especially against Tony Ferguson as well, because Tony Ferguson was fighting them back, like, and then that head kick just came out of nowhere.
I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, he's a beast. You see his fight with Justin Gaethje as well. I mean, that fight there was insane. But Conor McGregor coming back from a leg break and a loss to Dustin Poirier. He's been out for a while. He's come back now, and he's one of the best strikers that MMA is ever seen. What do you make of, you know, that matchup between him and Chandler, and who you think is gonna win that fight?
I think Michael Chandler would actually win that fight, but Conor, I don't think karate style works in MMA in this new generation, because it's like wrestling now, isn't it? But if Conor McGregor can change his style to his old style with a bit of wrestling, I think he could take the win. But you got to go Michael Chandler at the moment. He's being more active and no injuries.
Yeah.
So it's just safe to say Michael Chandler.
Yeah.
But I'd want Conor to win. I'd want Conor to win because he's exciting fighter.
Yeah. Look, I agree with you on the points that you made in terms of how active Chandler's been, and you know, he's a beast.
He's a beast as well.
Let's look at the fact that we just seen with Israel Adesanya and Puerton, Alex Periera. Alex Periera is now moving up to 205, but we know the history between Izzy and Alex Periera. Periera came in, you know, TKO'd him in the first fight in the UFC. But the rematch, what was your expectation in the rematch? Was you surprised with how it ended? Did you think Izzy was going to take the win? And what did you make of the celebration at the end?
I thought Alex was going to take that win personally, because someone who's knocked him out 2 times, bit bad, that nerves forget you. And I think it was spot on, like how he pretended he was hurt, and then he just came over and they just rocked him, and then he tried getting the left hook, and then he just jumped on like just that. Amazing that was. I can't lie. That's a good performance.
Yeah, it's probably one of the top knockouts out there, you know, especially with somebody that, you know, he's backed against the cage, like you said. He said he played possum. I don't know. I've watched it back about 10 times.
I think
he was a little bit hurt.
Yeah,
I
he
thought
was.
He was a little
He
bit
was.
hurt, you know.
Yeah.
But now they're talking about, you know, his next fight, and Dricus the Plessis, who's been on, is a friend of my show. You've seen him on the channel, and big up Dricus and Cameron Simon. They you know, they've had this conversation, talking about, you know, bringing the fight to Africa, and he wants to be the first, you know, African residing champion. What do you think of the matchup between, say, someone like Easy and Dricus du Plessis? And Dricus du Plessis now has a fight. The fight's been booked with him and Robert Whittaker. How do you see that playing out?
Reckon it'd be a good matchup. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who'd win it though. Don't know who'd win it.
Yeah, I like Robert Whittaker a lot. I think Robert Whittaker is one of the best fighters in that division. Full stop.
Yeah.
And Dricus is on the come up. He's on the tier. You know, he beat Darren Till. He's just beat Derek Bronson. You know,
yeah, he has good fight.
He's on
tough
that
match. Tough, close match.
It's a tough match, and yeah, you know, we'll see who wins that out of both of them. Gonna wish them good luck. But these are the fights that are coming up. That's really, you know, exciting in terms of MMA. So let me ask you, what do you have coming up? What's next for Damien Mangan? What's in the future? What does the next, say, 6 months look to you?
I hopefully get like a couple N-class fights, and I only like one N-class fight, and then I want to go C-class, no shin pads, because I need to start getting comfortable fighting without no shin guards. Hopefully defend these titles, and get some more titles, and then either by the end of the year get a WKO belt or a WBC. Don't have to be at the end of the year, hopefully closer, but that's my achievements this year. Yeah,
man, impressive, very, very impressive. I want to thank you again for stopping by on the Fight Week show.
Of course, bro.
You're a good friend of the show, you know what I mean? And we have good relationship with you, your mom, you know, and your coaches, your gym, and the people that really work with you. We have very, very good relationship with those people, and salute to all of them. You know, the Warfare Academy, we've got them right here.
Big up.
You know what I mean? So salute to all of those guys that help you prepare for your fight, get you to your fight. And is there any one of your, you know, your gym, your coaches, your sponsors that you want to shout out before we get out of here? The floor is yours, please.
My Instagram, and then my sponsors, you'll see them in my bio. Just give them a follow and pick up Warfare.
Yeah, man. And salute to Eric's gear as well, Mr. Richard Rag. Big up to you.
I want to say thank you for giving me a free pair of shorts as well.
Yeah, big up to Richard, man. Big up to Richard. Look, we are always looking forward to seeing you fight. We're always looking forward to seeing you compete. And you know, up until the next time that, you know, that you step up in the cage, which we're always gonna keep an eye. We're always gonna keep an eye out. We're always
got to, bro. Stokey Wonder Boy.
Yeah, man. We got to be there to support. And up onto your next fight, up onto your next movement. Hasta la vista, people. We're out of here. Big up.
Yo, guys, this is Adrian Yanez telling you to use those handles. Hit, click, like, and subscribe.